Welcome. Hello. I'm going to give a chance for people to come on. Thank you, DC Now Events, for having me. I am Daionna Camille, owner and creator of Daionna Camille TV. I'm excited to talk to you guys today about how to conduct a media interview. This is a super important topic. Okay, you always want to have structure when you are conducting an interview, so I'm happy that I am the one to be able to talk to you guys about this. So we're going to give people a chance to get on and get comfortable, get cozy, and to learn some talking points about how to conduct an interview. So a little bit more about me. I'm an independent journalist, independent creator, and I have my own show called Daionna Camille TV, and I interview from business owners, entrepreneurs, media personalities, content creators, anybody who have a vision to just inspire, uplift, and educate young people, young adults, and get people to tell their story on how they got started in their business and some of the challenges they have faced, and maybe some people can relate. So I'm going to give people a chance to get on here so we can get started. If you have any questions, please pin your questions in the question box right there. And that is how we can get in touch with you. Awesome. So let's get started. Let's talk a little bit about how my journey got started on being an entrepreneur and creating my own show and things like that. So I am a graduate of Bowie State University. So let's start with there. Go BSU, go Bulldogs. I majored in broadcast journalism, and I started out in the news industry. I always thought I wanted to be a news reporter, and that was a great field for me, but I realized I had an act for just really interviewing people and talking to people and getting to know people on another level. So that's amazing. That's a great start for me. And now I am an independent journalist, and I create my own content and my own interviews. So now I'm going to talk to you a little bit about how to get started and how to conduct your own interview for your business. And this can work in anybody's type of field, whether that is a hairdresser, hairstylist, entrepreneur, a barber, anything that you have going on. You can kind of use this for your skill of your business as well. They'll create other content for TikTok and things like that. So first, know your subject, okay? It's always important to know your subject because you want to know who you're interviewing, who you're talking to, and kind of what you can relate to that person and what is their strong points, okay? You want to know your subject. And why is that important? You never want to be wrong and loud and wrong in an interview, okay? That's the worst that's the worst place to be in, because it's pretty much like, okay, they're looking for you to tell their story. And if you're not knowledgeable about where they come from, and kind of go back, get into their childhood, really dig into your research when you're learning your subject. Okay, so that's really important to know your subject. You just don't want to be loud and wrong. It's something I tell myself all the time. Daionna, you don't want to be loud and wrong. Okay, so remember that. So it's really important for you to know your subject. Okay. Also, you're there to tell someone's story no matter what, all right? So if that is, like I said, a barber, an entrepreneur, or whatever they are doing for their business, you're there to tell their story, okay? They have a story that they want to tell. They have a background that they have started in no matter what, okay? So you always want to make sure that you are there to tell their story, okay? So whether people are like a large following or a medium-sized following, you always want to make sure that you have your subject and your interview questions kind of beforehand, okay? So you want to make sure that they know what you're going to ask them before you start that interview. And a lot of times I do this for myself as well, because I want to make sure they're comfortable with what I'm going to talk about. Don't spring things on people, okay? Try to kind of give them an email ahead of time and let them know, like, these are the questions I want to ask you, and I want to make sure you're comfortable with that. Build that relationship. It's really important to build that relationship. And also, in a part of using that active listening, and it's something that I've been learning too as well, active listening is all about listening carefully, but also understanding that take control of your interview, because you're interviewing someone, and you want to make sure that you're in control of that interview. So that's something about active listening. So listen to what they're saying, because you never know when that person that you're talking to, you never know if they have something significant really to stand out with you. So one of a quick experience that I have dealt with one time when I was doing an interview really early on in my career, and I didn't really prepare those questions to them ahead of time, and I was digging a little bit too much in my research, and I ended up asking them a question that wasn't really wasn't publicly out there, and we ended up had to stop the interview. So you don't want to be, once again, loud and wrong and get embarrassed in the middle of part of your interview. So yes, and remember, as people are coming on, to tag your question box in that little question pin right there. I'm still learning that, so remember to do that. Cool. So yeah, so as I was saying, I am Daionna Camille. I'm the owner and creator of Daionna Camille TV on YouTube. You can follow me on YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram, and you also can check my website for all of my interviews and things like that. It is DaionnaCamilleTV.com, and I'm going to pin that as well. Okay, I see we have more people coming on, so that's great. Thank you guys for joining me. Okay. Oh, we have a question. So how did I get started? Okay, so let me wind back a little bit. I see we have more people coming on. So how did I get started? I'll wind back. So I'm a graduate of Bowie State University. Go Bulldogs. All right, are we still here? Okay. So how did I get started? Got it. Okay. I'm learning this little question box here. I'm having a little old school moment, so don't mind me. How did I get started? So I graduated from Bowie State University, go Bulldogs. I majored in broadcast journalism. Super dope career. You know, if you want to be a news reporter, a producer, musical artist, anything like that, it's a really good field for creativity. So that's how I got started. I first started freelancing at CTV. That's Prince George's Community Television. It's located in Largo, Maryland. If you are if you're located in the DMV, actually, that's a good place to start to kind of get your feet wet. I started, like I said, freelancing with them, so I learned the behind the scenes, the editing, and yes, I already went to school for that, but it was just a chance to get some professional work in. So CTV, I'm always a support, and I think if you're in the DC area, DCTV has one of those like public access stations as well. So that's where I started out. After I did CTV for about a year or two, I just started working on my own thing. You know, it was really important to me to be able to utilize my creativity, and I think with taking that leap of faith for me was a big step, because I always thought I wanted to be an MMJ and stuff like that, and things didn't work out for me, you know, in that time frame. So I just started creating my own. I was applying to news stations left and right, and I had no's left and right. When I tell you I got rejected every time when I was applying to be an MMJ, and it was really discouraging. I will be honest with you, it was really discouraging. I just thought like, okay, I'm never going to be able to get on TV. I'm never going to be able to have this dream job that I thought I was going to have when I got out of Bowie State. So that was a rude awakening for me. But then someone just told me when I was in CTV, like, you have the talent, you're learning the skills in this professional world, just try your own thing. And I saw things turning digital. I saw more people, like content creators. I started connecting with people in the DMV, and I just started creating my own thing. And every day is a learning process for me. Every day I'm learning something new, and every time I'm connecting more with more people, to be able to kind of utilize the business. So I did see another question in here, but it wasn't in the question box, so I'm going to try to find that question for you guys. So how do you get more clients? I'm so sorry. Okay, I try to find it. I think that's the question. So how do you get more clients? So I think the best way to get more clients is to network. I know we're we're still in the pandemic and stuff like that, but utilize social media, okay? Utilize social media because everyone's on social media and everyone's using it. So don't be afraid to slide in somebody's DM, okay, and say, hey, I like your page, I like what you're doing. Can we collab? You think maybe we can work together? You can show me some of your pointers, and we can work on a project together. If you have, or if you see somebody who has something that you're maybe interested in, utilize that, okay? Utilize that and really reach out to talk to them. And the best way to do that is just to do it. Don't be scared. We all sometimes, like I said, get discouraged. Like I just told you guys, hey, I got discouraged. I thought I fell on my feet at that moment, and I thought I could not get back up. Honest, the truth, okay? But you can do it. I mean, it's not a bad thing to slide into somebody's DMs in a professional way, okay? So really try to utilize that to get more clients, and make sure, go back to what I said of knowing your subject and your research, okay? Because this is when that plays an important part. Because if you look at their research ahead of time and you send them a DM, they'll be like, oh my goodness, this person really paid attention to my work. A lot of times I get people who write me, in my DMs, or they'll email me, or even on my website. They'll go on my website, comment under my reel and say, I really like this. I like how you keep going. One thing I have noticed in this journey is that people are really watching, okay? Just when you think they're not watching, somebody is really watching, and somebody is really admired by your stuff. And if you continue to be good to people, you continue to work hard, you continue to stay humble, people will reach out. Because sometimes I get into moments like, oh my goodness, I really want to do this. I want to aim big at something. And I get discouraged. I feel like, okay, wait, where am I doing something wrong? But I step back and I realize people are really watching me. So you always want to be, stay true to yourself. That's the best advice I have for that, to build clients and to reach out to clients. So I also wanted to talk about prepping your subject, about going back to, giving people a head notice and things like that. You want to make sure you prep your subject, your interviewee, and let them know, like, hey, this is some of the things not only I want to talk about. Okay, that's the same one. Okay, sorry. So you want to go back to knowing their subject, knowing your subject. Okay. Got it. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. So you want to go back to pretty much having that conversation with them and letting them read through the questions. Try to make sure people actually read through the questions, because sometimes, folks would just kind of look over the email, and like I said, you don't want to be loud and wrong. That's something that you just really don't want to mess up and do. You want to be able to not only speak from the heart, but you want to make sure that this interview is genuine, it's honest, and it's truthful. One of the things I say in my slogans, I'm here to inspire, uplift, and educate. So I want to make sure I'm doing those three things. Whatever you feel like in your business is your business slogan, your motto, that's something that you can create for yourself. But you want to make sure that you're utilizing those three things. You're staying true to yourself. So that's really important. A lot of times they say to start slow. I am one person who needs to take that advice as well. Sometimes when I'm in the topic and things like that, you can go on and go on. But you want to try to start slow and ease into the interview. You don't want to rush over the questions, and you don't want to ramble, okay? So that goes to my next part of ask open and ended questions, because sometimes you can kind of long-winded, with that one question, and you want to take control of your interview. Taking control of your interview is a part of letting the audience know that you have control over this. This is your interview. This is your show. Kind of be dominant, but always be respectful, okay? So take note in that. That is really important for you to do as well. Sorry, I'm not trying to fall out this chair, by the way. So yeah, don't rush the questions. Be professional. Be conversational. don't give people robot vibes. Robot vibes is kind of like, okay, you're talking really fast, you're reading from a script, things like that. You want to make sure that you're not giving those vibes off, okay? So try to start slow, ask open-ended questions, okay? Like I said, you want to try your best not to ramble. That's important. But also, when you are, hold on, I thought I saw something. Okay, so make sure you guys pin those questions in that little question box over there if you can. I see some more people are coming on, so I'm going to introduce myself again. I am Daionna Camille, owner and creator of Daionna Camille TV. So I'm happy to be here, and I'm glad that you guys are joining on. Okay, so as I was talking about that open-ended questions, you want to make sure that you have your questions set and you're taking control of your interview. That's truly important. That's one of the best things advice that I can give you off of that open-ended questions, because like I said, you don't want to ramble. You don't want to extend yourself too much on one question, because then it's like you're not taking control of your interview. Okay? Also, another thing to play a part when you're doing maybe you get booked for a red carpet event, things that are live, something that we're doing right now. As you can see, if I can't remember to say something, you got to keep going. Take a minute, take a pause sometimes if you need to, because you don't really want to trip up and say something that you might regret later. Okay, so let's be respectful to people that you're interviewee, because say it's say you're interviewing a big celebrity, okay, and they have some things going on in the news, and you wanted to ask them that question, or you wanted to elaborate a little bit more on something that was controversial. Try to, like I said, go back to and talk to someone before you do that, because you don't want a live interview to go wrong. I had an interview with Roland Martin at the TV One event about a year or two ago, before the pandemic, of course, and I remember I made a big mistake, and I ended up asking him a question that I was supposed to be asking Russ Barr, and I was so embarrassed, because I was like, dang, I should have prepared. I mean, it was a live event, so I was researching while I was there, and sometimes that can happen, okay? Sometimes you could be at an event where everything is happening right there, so you have to remember what they're talking about, you have to remember what you're going to ask them, and sometimes you have to ad-lib, sometimes you have to go off of the event. So try to make sure that you are paying attention. That goes back to that active listening skills. Use active listening skills. Make sure that you are sitting there. If you're at an event, a red carpet, if you're researching this person, if you are looking at their Instagrams, maybe looking at some of their backgrounds with their family. People love when you really know about them. When you really took the time to study their journey. A lot of great journalists in the business now, and media personalities, they took the time to do their research, and those interviewees, they respect them because they know things, or they took the time to know things about them prior to that interview. So that's always important. And another thing too, to give yourself time. Okay, give yourself time to research that interviewee, because you don't want to rush things where you're just ready to get on camera and you're ready to conduct the interview, but you don't have your P's and Q's together, as they say. You want to make sure you give yourself time. So when you're starting out, make sure that you give yourself time. Create yourself a schedule, an interview calendar if you must. Write it down. I'm still an old-fashioned pen and paper type of interview. I don't really do digital. I will still sometimes write some of my stuff down, bullet point, things like that, on Google Docs, but I love to write it down, pen and paper, because that's just my interview style. So create your own interview style. You don't have to follow necessarily everyone else's, but you can look at other people, study some things that they're doing and how their style is, and see if that works for you or if it doesn't. That's a good thing to take note of as well. So create your own interview style. And that could be, some people like to do icebreakers, okay? If you like to do like an icebreaker, that could go a part of your open and ending questions. to get that person a little bit more comfortable. Because realize sometimes people may have been doing this for years, but they get just as nervous, as you probably are doing that interview as well. So it happens. Sometimes I get up and I start the interview. I might feel, little jitteries in my stomach, but I tell myself, hey, I've been doing this, and the more you keep doing it, the more you practice, the better you will get. So try to take that as note as well, to use icebreakers and create your own interview style. So if you do have any questions that make sense, thank you. Okay, I see some people where the questions are in the middle, so thank you so much. Thank you so. What business did your hair? What? Oh, what business did your hair? Okay, so I have. I'm sorry, I'm trying to scroll down and get the questions for you guys. So I have a hair lady. Her she is not on Instagram yet, but if you go and follow my page, what I would do is I would tag her direct information, because she doesn't mind me sending it out. She lets me do that. So for Cyber, I think I'm saying your Instagram name right, but I can. If you go to my Instagram after this, I'll tag her information, and you can email her and let her know. So she is the one who does my twists. Yes, I'm a natural interview girl, as they say. So that is where I get my hair done. Thank you for asking. Does anybody have any questions, comments, concerns? Let me know what's on your mind. Talk to me. Okay, I see a lot. I'm trying to scroll back and find the questions in the middle. That's pretty hard. So if you guys can tag your questions in the little question box, that would be great. I think I scrolled down and got most of them, so I think I did. So another thing I wanted to bring out, if you are looking to create a business or create a media business and conduct interviews, I would suggest to create a business plan. Realize or kind of figure out what your audience is going to be. If you want to do entertainment news, if you want to cover news coverages, things like that are on local news and cover stories of that nature. If you want to do pop culture, celebrity news, realize and kind of figure out where's your angle, what your audience is. If you want to do celebrity news, I have a favorite celebrity blogger. Her name is Lovely T. So if you guys are ever on YouTube and you like celebrity news, that is one person that I actually mimic and watch some of her interview style. Well, her interview style and her celebrity card. I don't do celebrity news, but I like her YouTube skills. I like her editing skills. I like the way she put things in her packages. She holds her business with the highest integrity. So take note to some people and learn some of their styles. You can always go to my YouTube, Daionna Camille TV. You can go to my Instagram page, Daionna Camille TV, and Twitter, Daionna Camille, all of that. And you can check out some of my interviews. I have a couple things up on my YouTube. I have an interview that I'm doing tomorrow, and I'm not going to release everything just yet, but I do have an interview that I'm doing tomorrow at 7 p.m. On Facebook Live and YouTube Live, so I'm excited about that, and I hope you guys can join me over there and tune into that interview and actually watch my interview skills and look at how I'm conducting my interview live. So that's something that if that's something that you're interested in, please join me over there. Please join me over there. Thank you so much. I love the engagement. Thank you. Okay, so does anybody have any questions? We're wrapping up on our time, so I want to make sure I get through all those questions. trying to scroll through. But if you can put your questions in the question box, okay, that's how I can get to those. Okay, I think I answered those already. So yeah, so that's something that you can do as well. You can head to YouTube, Twitter, Instagram. I see some more people just joined on, so I'll go back. My name is Daionna Camille TV, and I am the owner and creator of Daionna Camille TV. I feel like I'm saying my name 1,001 times on here today, but I just want to keep reminding you guys as more people come on so you can get familiar with what we're talking about. I also want to give, before I go, I want to give DC Now events a perfect good shout out, because not only are they extremely humble, they're a great community, they're a great event, they have great events, and they really do good for us content creators, media personalities, and they really look out for people. So if you guys, or you're already following them, if you're not already following them, make sure that you go follow them. If you're on my Instagram right now, you need to go over there and go follow them, okay? Right now, all right? Because not only do they help out and connect people, they put together events, okay, all through, the DMV. I mean, they have things always going on their page. I mean, getting the community together. So I want to give a shout out to them for not only allowing me to be on their platform today, speaking about how to conduct a media interview, and just entrusting me enough to be here and to speak on their platform, because they have a huge platform, a large following, and they did really well. They're doing really well for their business. So with that being said, please go out and follow them right now. If you're coming from my Instagram, go over there and go follow them right now. So thank you guys so much. I really appreciate you guys sticking with me and talking with me, engaging with me on here, and really connecting with me. I love to be able to talk about how I got started and things that I'm working on. So it's such a blessing to be able to talk to you guys and be here on this platform. I hope everyone is staying safe, okay? I hope everyone is staying safe, staying productive. And just remember, during this time, it's no pressure. What's the page name? So my page is Daionna Camille TV. It's pinned right there down at the bottom. And DC Now Events, okay? That's their page. That is who I'm connected with on this Instagram. I think it's on there. Yes, it's pinned right there at the bottom. Yep. So there you go. It's pinned. So yes, go ahead over there and follow me. Thank you. Yes, I'm glad you got it. I wanted to make sure. So yes, I hope you all are staying safe. I hope you're staying productive. And just remember, during this time, if you haven't really figured out what you want to do yet, if that's business, entrepreneur, or etc., take your time, brainstorm, meditate, do what you need to do to really get in that space of where you want to get started. If that any networking events coming up soon. So for me, I don't have any network events coming up soon, but I do have some interviews that I'm doing. So if you head over to my page, you will be able to see all my updated interviews. I have one tomorrow that I am super excited about, guys. I got to share it really quickly. I have one tomorrow. I'm doing an interview from Facebook Live and YouTube Live. This will be my first time ever doing a streaming live connected together like this. So, woo, I'm excited. It's something that I haven't been able to do before, but now I finally have the connection to stream both of them. So I'm going to take my Facebook following and connect it with my YouTube following, and hopefully that gains me some more creativity and some more subscribers and things like that. So if you haven't already subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do that right now. Subscribe. So that would be really important for you guys to come over there and really check me out. And I had a wonderful time talking with you guys. I'm looking forward to you guys coming onto my page and talking with me further and checking out my interviews. Just remember to stay blessed and to stay safe.